My name is Quanah Parker Brightman. I'm Vice President of the United Native Americans. Now, those of you who do or do not know who we are as far as United Native Americans, we were founded in 1968 in the Greater Bay Area in San Francisco. We were involved in the takeover of Alcatraz, Wounded Knee, a couple long walks across country. We led a group one time that took over Mount Rushmore, reclaimed it for my nation, the Lakota Nation. I come here today, of course, this is Ohlone people land. This is the Ohlone people land. Now you look over here, that this sign, this street sign over here, it even says it's Ohlone Way. Now one of the problems that the Ohlone Nation is facing today is they are not federally recognized. Meaning that the Bureau of Indian Affairs bully Indians around does not recognize them as human beings. Therefore, they do not have their jurisdiction here as far as their ancestral lands. Now, as indigenous people, you know, most of you do or do not know this, but half the world's food supply came from American Indians. Corn, potatoes, and peanuts are the three highest formed foods that are consumed throughout the world, and they were produced from indigenous people from the south, the Inca, the Maya, and the Azteca. They were performing skull surgery, while majority of your ancestors were sitting in caves. That's crazy, isn't it? It really is, man.
Beautiful.
And then when you think about the fact that, you know, majority of us as indigenous people, you know, at one time this continent was filled with nothing but brown-skinned people. This continent had over 2 billion Native Americans on this continent. You know how much our consensus is today? Throw a number out there, anybody, please.
2 million?
We have less than 1% of our own homelands now because of the genocide that a majority of the ancestors of the people here committed against us as indigenous people. And it really saddens me. You know, my father, I really can't say enough good things about my father. You know, he started the first Native American Studies program at the United States at UC Berkeley during the Third World Strike in 1969. Now at that time, as a race of people, we had 10 Indians, 10 out of a whole race of people who had PhDs. Why is that? We didn't even have the opportunities to go to college because the Bureau of Indian Affairs did not want us to learn the fact that this is still our ancestral lands through treaty rights. We signed 389 treaties and we lost over 1 billion acres of land. 1 billion acres of land. Now, when you think about what we're going through today as far as us, as the human race, you know, it really sickens me that our children are growing up and they're eating this genetically altered food thanks to Monsanto. You know, speaking about them, they genetically alter all of our food, and you think about the poisons that's going on in our water, the poisoning of our earth, the poisoning of all the water around the world. Now, you look at the Pacific Ocean. Now, the Pacific Ocean, there is actually a plastic dump out there. I don't know if many of you ever heard of that. You know, the Great Pacific East Garbage Patch. Now, that is the size of Texas. It's all plastic. Plastic does not break down. It just turns into flakes. And the fish and everything that is around, all that current takes it around the world, and it's polluted the majority of Mother Earth. And where are we here? We're all here because we are a part of the human race. All of us. We are all beautiful people. All of us. I look around, I see all the colors of the rainbow here. And it is a beautiful thing. It is truly a beautiful thing for me to see this. And the solidarity and the love that I see and I feel here in this land. And I want to thank each and every one of you for bringing your energy and your love and your prayers and your blood, sweat, and tears to come out here and protect this land. Because UC Berkeley does not own this land. They do not own this land. Even the farmer who owned this land before him did not own this land. The people, we, the people, own this land. All of us, we the people, own this land. And it's up to us to hold this government accountable for all the things that they've done to all of us, each and every day. Now, the one thing I could say about today, you know, I just saw on the news that President Obama actually came out in support of the Two-Spirit community. And that is a beautiful thing, because for us as indigenous people, they have been revered for centuries. The Two-Spirited community has been revered as medicine people for many centuries. And I'm really honored that he did that. I'm not a two-spirited person, but at the same time, we are all human beings. And if you want to marry somebody, you love somebody enough, it doesn't matter who they are or what they are or anything.
Right.
It's between you, that person, and the Creator, God.
Right.
That's your relationship. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here. It's a beautiful thing. It feels so good to be here. And I want to thank you guys, especially for the organizers of this particular movement. It's a very peaceful movement. This is a good thing. It's a good thing. All of us around the world should be practicing this. Everywhere we should have community gardens. Every backyard, every place around the globe, we should be getting off the grid. We need to stop going over to Safeway. We need to stop going to Rayleigh's. We need to stop going to all these places that genetically alter our foods.
From California.
We need to shut them down. And we need to start building more of these communities everywhere around the world. Thank you so much. Aho Matakias.